answer. I don't want you to suffer, really. But Tanaka doesn't have a chance if I don't go find him now. Goodbye, Reina. Wait, Ayami! I was right about you. I was right if you don't care about me. Ayami. Ayami. Please don't leave me here. Please. I did all there was to do. I walked away from her and I didn't look back, though I could feel her eyes on me. The light was affected by her misery, and I knew that leaving her there would deepen the shadows. It was too late to atone for what I did to her, and someday I knew I'd come face to face punishment for it. I truly wanted to help her, but I couldn't ignore Kazuki's presence within that darkness. Kazuki, he's so close. Up and down, shadow and light. There's nothing here to orient myself. All I can do is stumble forward. I can still feel the door, but there's something else alongside it. Kazuki, I can't hear him or see him, but he's there like a memory coming to my head, all on its own. Yet I can't see the door or anything else through this darkness. What if I'm trapped here forever? Lost like Rina and Tanaka? No, there is a way. The only way to pierce this darkness on my own, but I'm scared to do it. A tool forged in blood and bending my mind to its breaking point has become my last chance to move forward. The historian said the mask bearer could see the door. But I'm not the mask bearer. If I wear it, I would have to accept consequences. Touching it alone almost drove me mad. What strain would wearing it put on my mind? Or I could turn back and try to find the surface and keep what little of my sanity I have left. The choice is simple: turn to the light or descend deeper into darkness. I can only wear the mask. It was... What the hell? So now I can see where I'm going, right? But that's probably the door, I guess, yeah. Maybe it's gonna have like a different effect on me. Something's changed. Memories of my childhood, feelings I had, my sense of self, ripped out of me as I entered, fading. I have to focus. Well, I'm still me. There's someone else here. Kazuki? Is it you? Stay put, I'll find you. Tanaka? Tanaka? Kazuki, is that you? Oh my god. Kazuki, say something. You can hear me, right? What if Reina was right? What if he's really already gone? Oh god. Kazuki, please. Who? Ito? Ayami? Ayami? Why are you here? It doesn't matter. All that matters is I hear you. And I'm here now. I can't believe it. It's really you. What's wrong? Huh? I'm sorry. It's strange. I feel light. The memories are coming back. I'm sorry. I need a little time. I think I remember. I mean, how are you here? You shouldn't be here. No, I probably shouldn't, but I came for you. The way I got here, I can remember it now. I mean, she didn't. No, I came here on my own. But I had to leave her in the dark. I'm sorry. It was selfish, but it was the only way to find you. That poor thing. I'm sorry to put you through all this. It must have been hard on you. I mean, I can't remember clearly. I have to know what happened that night in the sewer. Why were you there? You know why I was there. I was looking for you. But it was a trap, and I fell right into it. Maybe you think I'm a fool, but I was desperate. There she was, a girl I'd shot before, and you so helpless with a bag over your head. My head was swinging. I didn't know what to do. I couldn't shoot her. So I watched as she slit your throat. I let you die. I doubt I could have done better in your shoes. What's wrong? Is it true? Is what true? That you went with her willingly? That you gave her the mask? 'Cause you have to know. Did you know what would happen? It's true, but not how you say. I saw her, a girl surrounded by an impossible darkness, who I obsessed over before her death, and she was alive somehow, still wanting my help, so I went with her. I thought I found truth, real truth, the kind of truth that tells us why we're here. I tell you because I'd confined myself that I would protect you. Faced with the impossible, I dived straight in without thinking of anyone else or what the consequence would be. Now that we're here in this place, I don't think I have it in me. Maybe I should be. But then I have to take a long hard look in the mirror. Over the last few weeks I've been grasping at straws in the world I didn't understand, that I didn't even know existed. All because Rena shattered everything I thought I knew. Step by step I went after her, trying to figure out how some poor girl could be the focal point of everything that didn't make sense in my life. My mind raced when I saw her alive that night. Suddenly the door of possibility opened wide and my world was no longer in my control. Then she slit your throat as I watched and did nothing. I couldn't accept that you were gone. And I couldn't sit around and wait for the puzzle to solve itself. We didn't solve it, did we? All those formless shapes aren't any more solid anymore. No, but maybe that wasn't the point. Huh? What do you mean? Maybe we're not meant to know what it all means. Yet here we are, trying to change everything that can be changed. The mask and the shape-shifting darkness, they were made by people who want to control over the unknown. People like us who were confronted with a mystery that they had to solve. Fate and chance, life and death, the march of time, having control over them is an illusion. When I stand here with you, I understand that now. I guess that makes us lousy detectives, huh? Were we ever that good to begin with? I got myself kidnapped, and you were dumb enough to follow me. Thanks, I mean. All those mysteries suddenly pale in comparison to the thought of having another day in our drafty apartment. Yeah. It was you who called to me, wasn't it? That night in the sewer. I don't remember. Everything since then is hazy. I wandered aimlessly and was so tired and my body was so heavy I started hearing other voices and seeing shapes in the darkness. Formless things that felt like people I desperately wanted to see, telling me everything would be alright if I kept moving towards them. People I haven't seen in a long time. One day I saw my mother, and she told me she missed me and to keep walking through the door and beyond. Did I ever tell you about my mother? She died when you were 15. She couldn't have been here. Still, I heard her like I can hear you now. Kazuki, what have we gotten ourselves into? I don't know, but I'm glad we're in it together. We made a hell of a team, didn't we? Following each other into the other's messes. What am I trying to say is Huh? Kazuki, are you okay? I'm fine. Don't worry about me. How about you? It's nothing serious. That's never happened before. I must be reacting to you. Ayami, thank you for finding me, but you can't stay here. What are you saying? Neither can you. That's why I'm here, right? Thank you for coming from me. It makes me happy to see you, happier than you know. I love you. Stop talking like that. You can save it for when we're back. Ayami, stop. I'm seeing it because I may never have another chance. When I finally arrived at the door, I felt a warmth. Something told me if I kept walking, all the pain and certainty I felt would go away. Then why didn't you? Because I was waiting for you. Somehow I knew you were coming from me, and I wanted to see you have one last self-centered moment. Last? No, stop saying that. You're the one who isn't supposed to be here. Can't you see that? I wasn't supposed to turn out this way. Tell me, why can't you come back with me? Why I'm sorry. I feel a little dizzy. When I was lost in the dark, every time I moved forward a piece of me was left in my footsteps, and all I could feel was fear, until I reached the door and everything faded away. Ever since you arrived, I remembered who I was. All my happiness and joy, but all my suffering and doubt as well. If I kept walking away from the door, maybe I'd forget it for good. All those things that made us human can't be here. If you stay, you'll fade away, Ayami. So many people told me that being with you was a mistake, and that I should find some normal girl to settle down with. But the normal girls didn't understand me. They didn't make me better. I choose right. I wouldn't be who I am without you. But you would be nothing if you stay here. Kazuki, No, there has to be a way. You said yourself this place is beyond our control. So you're giving up? After all this suffering? After everything I went through? That's not the man I love. That's this place. Ayami, I want nothing more than to come back with you. But I know if I leave, I won't be whole. The longer you stay here, the more it will restore who you are. You have to turn back. Maybe he's right. Maybe this is the end of the road. I guess Rina was right after all. This place changed you. At least for now, I can talk to you, see you again, and tell you that I tried. There isn't much time. I can feel myself being torn apart. Returning to the service is the only chance I have of saving myself. Yeah, I think he's right. I have to go. Kazuki, I can't stay here. I know. You don't have to see anything. You can't stay here, and I can't leave. Guess that only leaves one option then, huh? Don't worry about me. Now that you said it, it's in the open. I feel at peace. My choice led me to this. But that doesn't mean you deserve to suffer. Besides, you've got your whole life ahead of you. So many adventures left to have. I can't accept that. Kazuki, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. No, I mean, you've got nothing to be sorry about. Not after everything I put you through. Don't apologize for saving yourself. It's not that. You're wrong. I do have to apologize. If not for now, then for before. When you were going after Rena, I didn't take you seriously. I thought you going crazy chasing after some orphan girl. I wasn't like you at all, so I ignored it. In a way, it's my fault you got here in the first place. If I'd noticed the obvious signs that you were in trouble and helped you, maybe we could have helped her too. Damn it, I'm really useless, aren't I? Ayami. You don't honestly believe that, do you? I meant what I said before. We choose each other for a reason. Because you understood me better than I thought anyone would ever could. Why are you bringing this up now? You always understood what made me tick. You made me better by never accepting the easy answer. I didn't tell you what I found because I knew you'd follow me, and I dragged you down with me. So let me be useful to you for once and let you off the hook. Maybe it'd be easy to stay here with me, but you're not about the easy answer. Never was very good at leaving you alone. That's true. Ever regret it? Choosing me, I mean? No. You? Only had my doubts when you forgot to buy the coffee. What? I had to keep you on your toes somehow. It's strange, isn't it? Talking so normally in a place like this. My head. I can't stay down here much longer. I know. Look at us. We can't do anything right, can we? Nope. Business as usual for us. Always running headfirst into things even when we didn't know how it turned out. It's a wonder we ever got anything done at all. What happened to us? It doesn't matter. That night in the sewer, I was never the same after that. With you coming through the door, it's the first time I felt like the old me in a long time. This could never be anything other than a goodbye, as much as I don't want it to be. We'll see each other again. One way or another. At least I found you. I'm glad I got to see you. I can't promise I won't stop searching for this place. For what it all means. I guess I should have expected that from the great Ayami Ito. Promise you'll make a life when you get out of here. Be happy. I'll try. You have to go. I know. Just let me stay a little longer. Okay? I love you. I love you too. For all dark times I had you. Were always my light, my rock. When you disappeared, I was worried I'd never get to tell you that. Kazuki, it's time for me to go. Until next time. Wherever you end up, you'll wait for me, right? You know it. Thank you for everything, Ayami. Goodbye. I stood glued to the ground in that impossible place for a long time, taking in Tanaka's face one last time. Once I turned around, I never looked back. Ignoring every instinct in my body, Tanaka remained silent. The man I met beyond the door was a shade, a distant memory of a man I once loved, but who was taken from me in the sewers on the Shinjuku. Leaving was the only way to honor him, try to make something new on top of the foundation of the life we built together. As I emerged from the door, I gasped as if air has returned to my lungs after being submerged a long time. Trudging toward the surface, I heard quiet sobbing in the hollow spaces, echoing off the walls, and as they continued, the shadows lost definition, turning into shapeless, inky blackness. Finally, I reached the surface, but I was never the same after that day. Little pieces of my past began to slip away. My childhood, memories of my parents, my time in the police. Will I forget him too? Some nights, I wake up in a cold sweat, feeling terrified that something is coming. I don't know why. Several months after returning, Mai and her grandmother were found dead, stabbed to death in the shrine they tended. They never found the suspect. I eventually cast the mask into the sea near Kamakura, and despite the warning I received, it never returned to me. I can still feel it occasionally, scratching at the back of my mind like a needle. Even when I feel my own foundations beginning to give away, I carry on to keep the promises I made him. I'll keep trying for Tanaka. Wow, what an ending. Wow, this game was very intense. Very intense. But overall, I enjoyed it. It was a very long game. Yeah, for what I've noticed, that there's a lot of different endings also. But to get them all, like I really have to like get a guide, which I'm not gonna do, of course. I'm not gonna play the game again, even though I really enjoyed playing it. It was a really good visual novel. Like the characters, character design, like the dialogues in it. Had a lot of story, a lot of background story into it. So I really enjoyed it. Yeah, definitely enjoyed it. But I also felt that at a certain point that you really have to keep playing the game to stay in the moment of the story itself. Because there were a couple of times when I had to go back and rewatch the previous episode to actually really know and to get back into the story a little bit. To know, yeah, we were there and we were talking about this and that, and now we're going to this location to figure that out. So yeah, at a certain point there were probably different directions I could have taken. If I wasn't like aggressive at certain points, or that I had to probably like take more of my pills, because we barely saw anything like that. We saw like a couple times that she was taking her pills to keep her sanity. Oh, interesting. Most interesting. There's nothing but a cow. A crow. You're nothing but a crow feeding on the carrion that time leaves in its wake. Forgive me for not being an impartial spectator of human suffering. The woman had her own desires. I only gave her a little push. And what exactly did that push achieve? Her desire led her after that man, for love or for the truth, or perhaps some sense of obligations. Alas, a piece of her left behind in the dark in exchange for continued existence on this earth. Is it not interesting? What the drive to survive brings us. In the tale of Izanagi, he was told not to look back as he left the underworld. For once, one does all that awaits them is the knowledge of death. A human mistake, inevitable one. Fitting, don't you think? And yet the world continues to tear itself apart. Time is not a single thread, but a complex tapestry, pushed and formed into a picture by the forces of fate and chance. The different threads present a myriad of truth, but all in this aspect of the same visage nonetheless. Myriad. Interesting. Interesting. I don't know what that actually is. Marriott? Marriott? I don't know how you even pronounce that. I would have thought one so interested in history would adhere to a single truth. On the contrary, if history has taught me anything, it is that there is no one truth. The deeper one gazes, the more complex it becomes. Yes, all are truth, all grant insight into the same puzzle. You're right, my old friend. Time is a spiral, and observe it long enough, and we may yet learn something. No, she's not your plaything. Is it not your decision? There's only one way this can end. Only one way for the world to remain intact and stop the thing that's coming. It must be protected. The role must be performed. Stubborn. So stubborn. Allow me to ask you a question. I believe I know it already. You've asked it before. indulge me. I asked her the same question. If the dancing puppet looks up and sees its strings, does it remain a puppet? What have fate and chance done? I answer your riddle with one of my own. You see the storm clouds approaching, and though you can take shelter, or alter your course, does the storm not come regardless? Huh, no fun. You've never tolerated my philosophical side. Nor you, me, when I tell you how things are. I suppose that's because we are one and the same. But what of her? All we can do is see, but eventually she will end up here, and end up there. There's only one path which will hold the world together. Fate. And then we can go to new plus. Okay, that's interesting. Okay. And then you can probably go to the other the other endings, I guess. So yeah. That was kind of interesting. For what I've read also is that they were actually planning on making, or they were actually already developing Tokyo Dark 2, but then they stopped that whole process and it got cancelled somehow. Maybe, yeah, there was no more budget for the game, I don't know. But yeah, so like I mentioned, I really enjoyed the game. It was a really, really good visual novel. I'm really glad that I gave it a shot to play it and that I finished it. Really good characters. Really, the game looks really gorgeous. Especially the animations in it. Really good job on that. So yeah, I'm glad. Yeah, it was a good game, and I will be looking for more visual novels to play for my channel. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you guys also enjoyed it, and yeah, hope to see you in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.